Welcome to our podcast. First of all, I'm Rajan here, hosting this podcast with Roshni Chashmawala. Roshni, why don't you introduce yourself to Dallas Fort Worth and beyond?
Hi, everyone. I'm Roshni. I'm from New Jersey. I've been passionate about the sport, as long as I can remember since I was young. I was born in Texas, so it's great to be here. And it's my first time in Dallas for cricket. I'm pretty sure I spent a lot of my weekends in Dallas when I was growing up. Don't remember any of that, so I'm glad to be making new memories, especially related to cricket. And I'm glad to be here by both of you. I mean, the franchise that you own in the DPL has been in this undefeated streak. You guys have such talented players. There's a reason why the team has gotten straight to the finals, and we'll see, hopefully they have a good performance tomorrow as well.
Yeah, hi Roshni. This is Deepak. I am a CPA by trade, work in a bank, huge cricket fanatic, enthusiast, been playing cricket my entire life, right? But there was a time when we decided, it's about time we need to have our own club. We need to go participate in a huge, Premier League like DPL, right? And that's where we all came in and came up with CML Elite Cricket Club, right? As you're right, Roshni, we have been an unbeaten streak. I hope it continues for one more game, and we will win that game tomorrow. So so we'll see.
Hey everyone, I'm one of the co-owners of the CML Elite Lions franchisee. Along with Deepak and one of our partners, Shrikant, we kind of own the Elite Cricket Club. I think we just are very happy to actually see our team doing so well in the DPL tournament. So hopefully we will go to the finals and win it.
There are a lot of clubs in Dallas, 40 plus clubs. How do you differentiate your club than other clubs?
Yeah, I think the one thing I would say is we have a lot of good talent, and we let our players participate not just in just playing, but also in the administration and managing the club. Right? Everyone has a say. Everyone is an individual. They come up with their own thoughts on how we need to run this club, how we need to win a game. Who needs to be the right bowlers and players and stuff. So I want to say that we own the club, but it is a how we say employee-owned companies. This is a player-owned club. And I think that's how we're different than a lot of other clubs.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a club, what made you want to go into this franchise style cricket? Dallas Premier League, putting in a franchise, obviously it's a bit different. It's still cricket at the end of the day, but I think, in terms of the responsibilities, it's very different. So what was that first reasoning to go to that next level?
I think I would want you to actually pick this up, yeah.
Yeah, so you're right, Roshni. We are, DPL virgins, right? I mean, DPL has been there for a couple of years now, but this is our first time with CML Elite Cricket Club, right? As I said, right, we were sitting down at a bar and we said, it's about time, right? We have so much good local talent. It's about time we tell the Dallas, right, what Elite Club is made up, right? And that's where we all decided that it's about time we need to, come up with our own team, encourage a lot of and promote a lot of local talent so that, at least Dallas knows, right, that, Elite Cricket Club is not here to play, right? We're here for serious business. And I think we have shown it, right? I mean, you can see, right, our record, right? We have won games with utmost ease. There has been games where we were challenged. We still won them. And in the semis or the qualifiers, we were, a lot of people would have, called us out, but we still came back and won the game. That shows the integrity and, the passion that the team has, right? Everyone pitched in. It's just an amazing journey for us, and I hope it continues for one more game.
So, Sanjit, why don't you talk a little bit about some of the players, marquee players, iconic player? I know DPL have this concept. So talk about your key players, core players as part of your club.
Yeah. In fact, Rajan, before I actually start talking about them, I just want to agree with Deepak is that a lot of local players, right? In fact, you see the last game which we won. There were two local players. We had 5 overs, 67 runs to win. And in front of them was this big international name bowling. And the way those local guys played, I think that showcased the, kind of that, talent which this town has. So to showcase these talent was one of the kind of objectives of our club, and I'm very happy that we could actually prove it to the whole USA cricket that there are some local talent which can actually fight kind of head to head in front of them. So coming to the icon players and marquee players, right? So obviously our icon, the way this DPL is situated, so we have one icon player, we can get 4 international players, and we have 3 kind of local marquee players. So our icon player is Haruk. So he is involved in USA cricket since long. He played for Pakistan A. He won the DPL in 2017, 2015. He's part of a winning team in the US Open as well. So he's very well known here. We have 4 international players, Milind, Harmeet, Andreas, and Jeremy. Very well known in the entire USA. Some of them have played for IPL teams as well. Great players. There is no actually doubt about it. We have seen how Andreas, Milind, Harmeet, and actually, they have actually played here. We have some local players whom we took as a, marquee. Ninad has been a really, really good player for us. If he goes to bat, we can definitely say that he's going to be there and actually win us the game. He's so good actually, and you should see him bat. Adnan, he's a great bowler. He's a great batsman too. Last match we actually saw his batting process. Ranga, who used to be the South Zone captain also in the US Open and all. He's a very good wicket keeper, batsman. So yeah, I think there's a mix of international and local talents in the team for sure.
Awesome. So these players deserve some good music, good applause.
Yeah, and I mean, when you guys had a club in this franchise now, what were some kind of difficulties or some challenges that were faced in the beginning? Because it's the first venture. Obviously you have players that are flying in and out, for every game and every weekend. So it's a lot of logistics you have to look into, a lot of things to manage, so how did you guys process all of that and obviously get this far?
Oh my God. I think you actually kind of touched upon a topic. So I'm just trying to think, how does IPL teams and all manage those things? It's such a big actually.
It's difficult.
So the way we kind of structure this out is we have a lot of our club members actually helping us out. That's one of the key things, and that's where I think Deepak said, right, it's everyone's club. So everyone wants this DPL team to win because it's all our team, right? So we kind of started off with actually meeting with some of our key players in our club. And we said them, okay, this is what we are going to do. It's a 6-week long tournament. The players going to fly in, fly out. We have to find hotels for them to stay, lodging, logistics, food, everything, right? They may actually get injured. We have to take them to the doctors. So we had assigned, people for each of the stars. So we had people who actually went to the airport to pick guys and actually, kind of leave them to the hotels. We had people who could actually, take care of their food and everything, So we kind of balanced it out. But still, it's quite hectic, but it's just actually passion in all of us, which is actually allowing us to do this.
So Shrikant is not here today, one of your co-owners.
Yeah.
He is taking care of Milind Kumar,
Absolutely.
who got injured. He took him to hospital, I heard.
Yeah. So Milind, he was playing in a different tournament last week where we were also there. He got injured. So today we had to take him to a doctor just to ensure that he's fine to play and everything. So yeah, that's why he just went there.
So this is the question for more clubs which are not at your level. So much expenses financially, I don't know, because flights, hotels and Uber, food and whatnot, it all adds up for love of the game, for passion of the game. So how you handle the financial aspects and share maybe some tips that other clubs which are not at this level can learn few things from you.
Yeah, there are a few things I've learned in this journey, right? There are a few things I would like to do differently next season, right? What I would suggest for newbies who want to maybe get into this process is, right, first find the right people who have a passion towards game and people who are willing to sponsor your teams, right? Now, if you're thinking of somebody who's going to give you $50,000 on a club, that's not going to happen. Right. So it's okay to have, small, sponsorships, $500, $1,000 here and there. So, get a bunch of people to sponsor your teams, right? Make them part of your team. make them own the club, right? So they need to become a part of your club, so for them to be invested in it. I think that's one thing I will say. The second thing, which I should have done, I would do probably differently next time, is get corporate sponsorship. A lot of companies, I mean, of course, we all work in different entities, but most of these entities are non-profit entities, right? A lot of these corporates have their budgets and quotas to spend on non-profit. They want to be a part of local communities. And I mean, if you look at what Congress is trying to do, right? Banks are trying to do, be a part of local communities, help small organizations, help non-profit entities. We gotta use those channels. And I think most of us have those connections. They just need to, massage them and make sure that, you get them to sponsor these events. And I think that's a good start for all of us.
Wow. Lot of good tips and sounds like a lot of field work and relationship nurturing. So kudos for that.
And, you spoke a little bit about differences for next year, but, what are some other things you would want to do differently as a team for the Elite Lions, or even some things you would want to see next year for the Dallas Premier League? Obviously, it was your first venture into the DPL, and I'm sure you guys have seen a lot and things you might want to see, improve in a way, or even as a team, things you want to do differently next year that you've learned. Maybe we can do things like this next year.
So I think couple of things for sure, which, I think Deepak, me and she have been talking about is when we actually started this, kind of trying to pick players who can play in our team, right? We are kind of a bit skeptical to kind of take few of our local club players, whom we had never seen in a kind of this, bigger scale events. So that is one thing which we want to improve is, we should be a bit more, kind of courageous to actually pick such kind of people whom you can actually trust to perform. Even they have not played at this kind of big level, but if you give them the right opportunities, they can actually be very good players. And we have seen this. So a couple of our local club players, the way they have played in this DPL tournament is amazing. It's really amazing.
So if I have to ask you in one sentence or 10 seconds, what is the vision? So DPL, big tournament, but what is the vision beyond DPL, ageless, timeless? I'll give you 10 seconds. This is not a timer, but just for fun.
Yeah, I would say, right, it's probably a cliche, but, of course, we want to promote and develop cricket in Dallas, right? But there are a lot of ways you could do that, right? I think the first thing we got to do is get the resources in place. Right? If we have the right infrastructure, as they say, right, in Bible or whatever, right, you open up a well, people will come and drink. Right? So if we have the grounds, people will come and play cricket. I'm sure Dallas is such a growing community right now. You see so many corporates coming here with so much growth in population here. I think this is a great time for us to develop cricket and take it to the next level. Now, there are a lot of ways you could do that, right? I mean, DPL is one great way. Of course, we can do bigger and better version of DPL next year. So, those are a few things we could absolutely do.
Absolutely. And I think, one thought when you were just talking about the local talent, something you could even do when you're going to some kind of franchise, maybe even having some kind of a camp where you can get the local talent to just come out and kind of, get a eye for an eye, get to see them play. But obviously this just gives exposure, especially the clubs that you guys have, the players in the club. And then when you take it to this franchise level and they get to play against, all these star players and even learn tips, because I know, all these players are really approachable. And, all the local players that are playing with, your top players, I'm sure they're getting so much advice from them that's going to help them in their own cricket career.
Yeah, that's one thing. I think it's also different for our club than maybe other teams, right? I think we are a team, right? Other teams may have star players here and there, great talent. But if you look at our team, you should have seen the last game, right? Where everyone was cheering for local talent. The star players were there rooting for the local talent. So I think that's where we're different, right? I mean, it's a group of guys who want to win, who want to support the team, whether it's a star player or unstar player, local player. I think we all want to win, all want to perform at that level. I think that's how we're different than others.
Next question, which I think is very important, and this is for youth cricket. And just want to know how these young cricketers are getting connected with you. So just going to play here some music for youth cricket, and we'll hear what your thoughts are.
So I
This
think
is fun. I love this. Yeah.
This is fun too. Yeah. So Rajan, one thing which we always have been trying to do is since the days when we actually started playing in NTCS, our typical average age of people playing in the adult leagues were like people starting from like 25 till maybe 50, to be honest. There are very less youth players who used to actually play in that league. They used to not get exposure before they turn like 18 or 19, right? Or maybe, so what we, and this has actually changed a bit now. So in the last 2-3 years, this has changed in Dallas, and I'm sure in the other parts of the country too. There are a lot of young cricketers, like 12 years, 13 years, who are actually playing in this, adult league as well. What we have been trying to do is we have been working with an academy to kind of give coaching to the kids and all. We are partnering with them to form a youth team which will actually play in the adult league. That will be kind of strictly for the youth to play. There will be no adults playing in that league. So all those youth are going to play in that league, and some of them will eventually get to play in the Division A games, and eventually they'll play in tournaments like DPL. And obviously going forward, hopefully if our club kind of goes to tournaments like the US Open or the Houston Open and everything, so they'll definitely. So that's basically the plan which we actually have for the youth.
So with that, I think on that good note, where youth cricket would be part of your club, and you have created a good model, we want to wish you all the best for DPL finals. I know you are waiting for this knockout today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any closing comments, Roshni?
Yeah, no, I just want to wish you guys all the best. I think you guys have, been performing so well throughout. Obviously, one more game to go, so hopefully, keep the nerves in. We'll see who you guys are playing against, tonight. But, I want to wish you guys all the best with this DPL and obviously all the ventures you guys have, because I know we've heard, so many future plans, and I can't wait to see them.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Roshni.
And with that, let's wind up and go to the field. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.